What's up, everybody? I'm back. We're back here at the fireplace where the conversations are fire with another episode for you to enjoy. The conversation that's going to take place today is, yes, another conversation that is going to be fire. Y'all come on in the room. I see a bunch of y'all who have logged in. You have not acknowledged yourselves. Let me know who you are. I'm looking at my comments. I don't have my comments window in front of me right now. For some reason, my computer is acting up, so I have my comments window to the side. So if you see me looking to the side, I'm trying to read the comments. But y'all come on in the room, say hey, let me know who's watching right now. Let me know who's on, who's logged in. There's about 7 of you who are watching right now. I see the number. I have a number. I can watch. I can see all of you, all right? I just can't see who it is, but I see how many it is. Y'all come on in the room, acknowledge yourselves. Listen, it's good to be back as always. We're here in the studio this week. Next week, we'll be at the Cigar Code live with our guest. You probably saw the post. Jason Martinez of Fox 29 will be at the Cigar Code next week at 7, actually, p.m. So y'all just don't miss that. You want to be there if you can. If you can't be there live in person, then please log on. The link to the show, to the fireplace, is in the comments, on the posts on Instagram and on Facebook. Mama, I see you. My mother's in the room. She's in the house. Mama always comes on. Good to see you, Mom. Y'all, the rest of y'all come on in the room. I see you trying to hide. But before we get to the guests, before we get to tonight, and this is special. This really is special. It's a different guest, not a different necessarily type of guest, because all of our guests are special here on the fireplace. But this is a different look at life, is how I'm going to say it. It's a whole different space in life that we've never tapped into or tapped before here at the fireplace. But before we get there, was it Dr. Oh, I can't say your name. I don't know how to say that. You messing me up, Doc. Is that Ricky? I don't know. Ricky? Don't get me to lying and saying your name wrong. He said, let's go, Carol. So that's somebody that our guest knows tonight. Her name is Carol. Yeah, you're exposing my guest before I even get to her. Doc, what's going on? What you doing? Come on. Y'all check this out. We got to go to our commercials, pay our bills. We'll be right back.
Are you planning a special trip or a night out? Don't bother with the hassle of driving, parking, and traffic. Just call Ed Smooth Transport. One-way or round trips available. We will take you there, and we will also pick you up. Enjoy a night on the town with Ed Smooth Transport. Call us 609-471-2653 or 609-314-6619. Visit our website to take advantage of our monthly specials at www.smooftransport.com. Ed Smooth Transport, where experience meets comfort.
Because this is some greatness, and this is what we do.
All right, we are back. Listen, I want to introduce my guest. I'm excited. We had a great conversation before we even came on. I should have been recording that. But She is the president, actually the founder and president, CEO, runner. She's the head person. She runs this thing of a company called CSN Productions. It's a company that presents plays and concerts and artists and provides performing arts training and adults and children, off-site training for seniors, and space for events, rehearsals, and workshops. CSN's mission is to enrich lives through the performing arts. Y'all, I want to present to you today in the house at the fireplace, my sister, Carolyn Sims. That's Nesmith, right?
That's it, yes.
Yeah, Nesmith. I saw the way it was spelled, and I thought it was Nesmith at first. My sister's piano teacher, when they were kids, her name was Nesmith. So I wanted to say Nesmith, but it's Nesmith. How you doing, sis?
I'm great. I can't complain. I cannot complain.
And you know what? I want to hats off to you again, because I have a lot of guests on who come on virtually as you are right now, and they jack up their lighting, they jack up their sound. It looks terrible and it makes the show look bad, but you got it going on. You got your lighting straight, you got your sound straight, you looking good, you ready to pop this thing off.
Do my best.
No, you're doing well. You're doing well. Good to
Thank
see you. How you doing?
It's a good day. Every day you get up and be able to do something with your life. It's a good day.
Wow. That's so. Let's get into this. I want to get into, CSN, not right now, because that's not really where you started. You're born and raised in Philadelphia, correct?
That's correct.
All right. I'm not going to ask you when, because you're not supposed to ask a woman.
You want to still have this conversation? No.
So you're going to log off, huh?
It's all right. It's okay.
That's okay. No, we're not going there. But I know when you were 18 years old, it wasn't CSN, but you founded the FCOP, the Freedom Choir of Philadelphia. So let me ask you this before we get into that. Are you an artsy person? Were you always in the arts? Are you a singer? Are you an actor? Were you always involved in that creative space?
Yes, it's my family's fault. When we were it's their fault. When we were coming up, I remember I had uncles. Some of them were hoofers or tap dancers back in the day. I didn't find that out until later. And they would get together every Christmas, and we were little kids, and some of them very professional, highly professional people. It didn't matter. And they would get together early and throw all that aside and start harmonizing and singing. So we woke up to that kind of music every Christmas. And I found out that my mother used to tour and sing. So it was just in our blood, I guess you could say, in our spirit to be in the arts. And when I was a child, I used to give shows in my basement because I took ballet. I thought it was, and we used to give shows and people paid 10 cents or whatever. I've always had the urge to get involved in the arts and then stay involved in the arts.
And how effective or infectious is it? The arts in terms of what you're doing now, what you've been doing. It seems like all of your life, in terms of the attraction for other people to get involved.
Very, very, very infectious. Number one, when you're dealing with the arts the way we deal with the arts, and that is to let the arts look at life situations, do productions that mirror life situations, and then attempt to come up with solutions to some of those situations, and then show them through that art. And
Wow.
people walk away with, wow, they did that. I should have done that. That happened to me. I used to work at some place called the Private Industry Council, and that is a place that worked with people who, especially women and single mothers, who were looking for employment but were disadvantaged, like most of us when we come up because of who we are, and were struggling to take care of their families and children and meet the job training and all of that. And because of my artistic background, I would bring my video camera in there. I'd have them set up scenarios, and most of those scenarios were real life scenarios, and then work on solutions and videotape plays with them being the characters. And after we did that, we look at that on the screen, and some you can hear some of them say, you know, I should have done that.
Hmm.
That might have been my outcome if I looked at it in this way. So I
Right.
used the arts in almost everything I got involved in.
Is it important? I heard this in part of your answer or your
Mm-hmm.
response just a second ago.
Mm-hmm.
Is it important for you? Because I was going to ask the question, how do you teach life skills through the arts? But you said that a lot of the plays, a lot of the things that you do in terms of the theme or in terms of the content, it really
Yes.
is wrapped around or based on real life situations
Yes.
and
Yes.
how to deal with those real life situations. So is that something that you really focus on in terms of putting performances together and the content of those performances, so that when the people who are involved, particularly young people, are involved in acting these plays out or singing these songs or
Mm-hmm.
putting on these performances, they're actually have an opportunity to live out some of these situations, and it teaches them skills in
Mm-hmm.
life and how to deal with certain situations in life.
You're absolutely on target.
Mm.
For example, with the summer program that we're having, with the performing arts program with the children,
Hmm.
we never know what the theme is going to be from summer to summer. We don't
Okay.
know. And people might say, well, Carolyn, what's the theme this year? So I haven't a clue. We haven't met with the kids yet. So what we do, we meet with the children, the young people, and we sit down and ask them this: what concerns you?
Wow.
What's on your mind right now? Most times, when those who have never been in the program before, the young people, they're
Hmm.
kind of stunned that we ask that question, and they look like they're really asking me this, and they really want to know about what
They
I'm
really want to
going.
answer. Yeah.
And after, it doesn't take long. The first day, we have something called circle time. The first day, circle time is a time where the young people come together and we talk about things like, the director might say, "Okay, people, what are you grateful for today?" You know, "Hmm."
Wow.
And they think. We really encourage them to think about life. And they might say, "I'm grateful I have a mom."
Hmm.
One girl said, "I'm grateful I have a mom that cares about me." Uh, One of the young man, I'm something as simple as, "I'm grateful to see my cousin. I haven't seen him for years, and he came over this summer." I'm like, hmm. And some kids say, "I'm just grateful to be here." So they begin to know that it's okay to
Hmm.
recognize things that, in the long run, make you who you are. So you need to be grateful for those things, because everyone doesn't have those things.
Hmm.
And after that, we talk about some more things that they think about. And by the time we come in the afternoon, we are they act as if they've known us for a long time. So when
Wow.
we ask them, what are you thinking about? They let us have it.
Right, because they've opened up and they feel as though they're in a environment that is safe,
That's
and
the word.
now they're able to share their deepest, or share
Hmm.
from within themselves what they're
Yes.
really feeling. What are some of first of all, what's the age group that you deal with, that you're dealing with, that you're teaching, that you're mentoring, that you're ministering to,
Hmm.
that you're helping to find themselves, because that's you're doing all of that. It's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Hmm.
And then what are some of the challenges that they talk about when you ask them, and you guys come up with these creative ways of incorporating it into plays and presentations and songs?
Hmm. Well, the age group is 6 to 14, and I find that really
Whoa.
interesting because you get the different, you get some
You get
things. I'm
all of it.
telling
No,
you,
you get all of it.
6 to 4, we get all kinds of stuff
Good,
from this.
good Jesus. Whoa. God bless
What?
you. No, God bless
Yes.
you. God
Uh-huh.
bless you. You're mentoring, you're ministering, you're dealing with on a daily basis, all day long, young people in today's society. My gosh. And you're successful at it. That's absolutely awesome. That's a talent, that's a gift, that's a ministry that Friar guy, I don't have that. I don't have that. I don't. It's tough enough for me to deal with
You may.
adults.
You just need to get
Huh?
into the right
No, I,
environment.
I
That's
come talk to him for an hour, but then I'm leaving.
you all
you,
got them right.
you deal with him.
Done.
Uh-huh.
But it's interesting to note that, when one year we had so many younger kids, and then must also add that we work with Urban Affairs Coalition, and we take on interns, 15 and over. So we do the gamut
Mm-hmm.
from 6 to 14, the
Wow.
15 to over work as interns. And since they're there, they become a part of the production as well.
Wow.
They become a part of the production as well. And what happens is one year I thought it was really, really challenging. We had young people, 6, 7, 8 years. I said, ooh, it was quite a few of them. And then we had maybe 4 or 5
Mm-hmm.
14-year-olds and 13-year-olds. So we had to split them up because the little ones, their outlook on life was just starting. So
Mm-hmm.
they would be dealing with other issues while the others would be dealing with real issues like bullying, trying to fit in, all those kinds of things. I think that's what was happening then. And so, and one of the things that happened with this group, as as deep as it may seem, was how to deal with working with your siblings and with a single mom who works all the time.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
That came up.
Mm-hmm.
And some kids, said,
That's
yeah, yeah,
that's real, and it's particularly real in a majority situation when it comes to black families and the young
that.
black African American kids. Yeah.
And so we did a production. I can't remember we've done them for 11 years. I can't remember the exact name of it right now. But the younger kids are talking about fairy tale land and things like that. I said, okay, their
Mm-hmm.
little dumb minds ain't ready for this. But we have to be able to incorporate their thing in the production as well because they are a part of it. And so what happened was very deep. A young girl about 6 or 7 starred in some of this.
Mm-hmm.
We did a play that showed uh, a young girl who was so frustrated because her mom was going back and forth to work and her father got killed in the service.
Mm-hmm.
Remember? And so she got tired of being responsible. So she ran away. She just got tired. She ran away. She went to sleep on a park bench. Now, here comes the little kids. And she had a dream. And we had good and evil. And the little kids with their little fairy tale things on, trying to get the girl to see, wait, it's a better way. It's another way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we had some of the older kids, one girl in particular, she wore all red, and she was like, you're doing the right thing. And they begin to show the struggle. And the little kids understood exactly what was
Mm-hmm.
happening.
Mm-hmm.
It was amazing that the staff was able to get them in the little tutus and pulling them this way and the other the other until at the end of that play, I'll never forget it. There was a spiral ball that the director made,
Mm-hmm.
put that thing up in the air, and we had dancers who lifted the girl that was struggling. The ball went around, and she said, I choose love, I choose
Mm-hmm.
life. The entire audience went off. The parents just lost it. And it
Wow.
was just very, those are kinds of things we like to present that have a meaning that when you leave there, you just won't, you can't forget it. The message is that powerful. And that comes from the young people. And they are not like little kids bouncing around. They are actually little professionals. When you
Wow.
see this, you see like a professional cast.
And
So that's
I'm
what,
reading. I'm reading about CSN and the productions that go on, and it talks about how much people are inspired, how
mm,
much the productions and the presentations change the mind and change the just the lives of everybody who comes. Not everybody, but most of the people who come and witness the production. How effective it's been. What I mean, how do you do that? I mean, take us through you bring the kids in, and I'm sure they're not ready to do a production, but how do you get them from where they are to the point to where they can perform at such a high level emotionally, psychologically, and even physically, intelligently, intellectually? You get them to do all of that. And it's not you don't have them for years. It's not like they're in college and you have them for 4 years. You have them for several weeks, I'm assuming. And then they put on this great production that touches the hearts of most of the people who are watching, who are there, who are present. How do you do that? What is there a formula that you have, or is it just God?
that's definitely, he is definitely in the program. This could not be done without him. But I was talking to my director, who was the first director that worked with us, Richard Murray, through this process. And one of the things we talked about was it's the staff, and and the youth feeling that we are in a safe place. We make
Hmm.
sure that they are in a safe place. They also know we have very high expectations of you because we know that you can do it. We know you can do it. And one parent said their child never studied that much when they went to school. They come home and they're reading and carrying on, and they said, "What are you doing?" You know. Because the next day they want to come and have that stuff right, and they want to be in character, and they want to know what it's all about, and they want to make that presentation. And we've had it's the people. You can write this down on a piece of paper. My director and I talked about maybe we can market this and have it's kind of hard to market people.
Right. Yeah.
It's hard to market people.
Hmm. Hmm.
The staff that we have working with them are phenomenal. And the students know they can come to them with anything for anything, and they feel safe. And the first day, let me tell you how fast it works. Okay, this is how we do it. I'm gonna give you some.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna give you a screen. Go ahead. Tell us.
Here we go. The first day, what happens is we get the theme. The second day, we start identifying characters and crafting something that looks somewhat like a sketch for a play.
Hmm.
The third day, that director, bless his heart, is up 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Next thing he comes back with a script, the beginning of the script.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Wait a minute. Wait a minute. He goes home that
Yes,
night.
mhm.
Which one is that? Oh, you got a program director, you got a vocal coach, you got a
Richard
music
Murray,
director, you got a dance
Richard
instructor, you
Murray,
got an acting coach. Which
yes,
one is
yes,
that?
Richard Murray.
Richard
Richard
Murray.
Murray. He used to call me. I write music a little bit too and create that kind of stuff. And he used to call me, Carolyn, I got a melody for these kids. Look, this part right here. And I said, Richard, I'm trying to get some sleep. I mean, but I can't because he's
Look,
on the phone and
the
he's
show must
forcing.
go on.
But you have to have that kind of passion to make
Right.
something like this
That's
happen.
awesome.
And I understand and recognize that. And I'm not going to turn that off. I mean, I'll wake up, I get with it. Sometimes I go on my piano half sleep and try to get some melody. And I say, this works. The next
Wow.
day, the third day, I think it is, yeah, third day, we are sitting around the table with a script reading, with characters developed on that second day, script reading, just reading, and the kids pouring into, how they feel about it and all of that. And by Thursday and Friday, we're doing some blocking and running through things. You know what I'm saying? It,
Wow.
just a little bit of it, just a little bit of it.
Hmm.
And on Friday, before Friday, the musicians come in and make a full, professionally produced piece or pieces
Wow.
from what they bring. By Friday, our dancer comes in, hears it, talks to the director, said, "What's the thing? What do you see? What do you need for me to do?" They work together real good. She gets up there with those students. Students, some of them just have two left feet. Keep in mind, we work with highly professional people, so I know sometimes their patience is, Lord, what did she give me this year? Anyway, so they work with the kids, and they create the choreography, and the next thing you know, by the next week, it's like practicing a portion of what they're going to present for the final.
Hmm.
That next week, we present a play. They perform
That's
live. They perform live for pieces of that play, and we what display individual talent. That first every 2 weeks we do something live at the studio,
you
and
are.
so now I'm getting the
Wow.
kinks out of like performing in front of the audience. Oh shoot, this is all right, okay. By the
Wow.
second week, a lot more music is developed. The
Hmm.
music coach is working with the kids. It's very organic. We have a schedule, yes, but let's say the music teacher is working with the group on the chorus, and there's a person in that chorus who needs work in the acting department,
Hmm. Hmm.
and the acting director say, "I need someone." That's all right because they're good with this chorus. So we meet the needs of the kids as they need to be met to make this thing work. Now we're driving home for a production. And so let's get this production done. To do something like that, the kids have to learn how to work in teams. They have to learn how to work independently, which they do.
Hmm.
There's so many life skills. They learn how to make sure that everybody's working together, so
Hmm.
there's no conflict. And if there's a conflict, they got to learn how to resolve it.
Resolve it. Right.
All
And
of
that's
that.
and that's life. And that's life.
There you are.
Yeah.
So we use all of
Yeah.
those elements to make this thing work. So we do it the next 2 weeks. Oh, they're kind of like moving now. We're almost there. The third or the last, should I say,
Hmm.
production is done at a major place. We did the last production last year at Christian Stronghold, that humongous church. Those kids got up in there
Were they
and
nervous?
no, it
No.
blew my mind. I guess the way we drilled it blew
Right,
my
right.
mind.
They were confident in
They
their
were
in
like,
their ability.
we
Yeah.
can't wait to get up
Wow.
in here. They were there during the morning. I thank them so much for working with us last year. They were there in the morning, so they got used to the place. They rehearsed in the place. And the people of the church probably couldn't get their work done because someone was sitting there looking at. I mean, they couldn't believe it.
Wow.
And when the play
That's awesome.
started, I usually bring in talent, because I have this choir and nice, people who have talent to open up. The adults open up for the kids,
Mm-hmm.
and then here comes the production, and they put their hearts on that stage. They do it
Wow.
through the
Wow.
songs, everything. And like one guy said, my piano player for Freedom said, I just couldn't believe those kids to remember all those lines and doing what they did. I don't believe it.
Wow.
I mean, it was amazing.
Wow.
That's how done, and it's done through phone calls. They've called each other. I didn't know how much they talk to each other over the phone. Like you see each other all day, just to make sure they got their thing together.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
they want to make a presentation. They feel now that they can do anything. So we told them they could, and they act like they can, and they do. That's how
Wow.
it works. You have to have staff to do it.
You're an angel. You sent from God. You're anointed.
Oh,
I gotta stay connected to you because you're doing miraculous work. You're doing miracles. That's miraculous. What you just described is miraculous, particularly today in the 21st century. That's miraculous that you're able to do that with kids, with young people who aren't necessarily geared for that kind of presentation, for that kind of concentration, for that kind of dedication, for that kind of commitment. And you get them to be committed, you get them to focus, and you get them to present at a level where it touches the hearts and the minds of people. What you had an opportunity, your choir had an opportunity. What was this like to sing in front of Nelson Mandela? First of all, what was it like being in the same air as him?
yeah, how about it, right?
Yeah, because I mean, if I had an opportunity to meet Nelson Mandela, I'd have been, oh my God, I probably wouldn't have been able to speak. But what was that like? And what did you guys sing? How did you prepare for that?
Well, since this choir has been known to be a part of the civil rights struggle and have
Right.
sung in places all over, it was a given that we were supposed to sing for Nelson Mandela.
Okay.
And when he got there, and for example, when Jesse Jackson was almost a little teenager, every time he would come to town, he'd say, "Get the Freedom Choir."
Mm-hmm.
We
Mm-hmm.
met him in Atlanta, Georgia, during the SCLC convention, Southern Christian Leadership Conference convention, after the death of Dr. Martin Luther King. And because we sung freedom song,
Mm-hmm.
we gospel.
Mm-hmm.
We might even sing something like "Together Let's Find Love." I mean, our main objective was to pull people together through our music. And I can't even remember what we sang, but I know one thing. They told us we only could sing a couple of songs. I don't know. Some people who was ever in charge of the program hadn't heard the group before. So they said, "Oh, you got 2 songs, and then that's it, and blah, blah, blah." We said, "Okay." We sang 2 songs, and we left. Them people were chasing us out. "Well, come back." Nelson Mandela said, "Bring them people back up in here."
Ah, really? He did? Really?
He
Oh my
wanted to hear.
goodness.
So we
Wow.
came back up in there and sang some more. So I never had a chance to really get real close to him because we were singing. So we were on the
Right.
stage and he was out here. But when
Okay.
we heard that he wanted us back, that was like,
That's
oh
great.
wow,
That's
oh wow,
awesome. That's
oh
awesome.
I just was this took me to another place.
That's
Yeah,
awesome. And he was here in Philly to get an award, or over in Philly to get an award.
yes,
Um, we're going to take a break and show another commercial real quick. But when I come back, I want to talk to you about, you mentioned it, civil rights and that struggle and your experience with that and some of the challenges that you faced in terms of, who you were and what you were doing and how that had an impact on you. Because you say Black History Month is every month.
that's right.
Yeah.
We just have to teach people about it.
Good God Almighty. I listen. I preached during Black History Month. I preached the message. I preached the message, and in the message, I said some stuff, and I kind of said to the people, "Y'all think I'm being too black, huh?" And they said, and I said, "Well, you can't be. I can't be too much of who I am." I said, "How can I be too black? I'm black. I said, I'm black all the time." I said, "Well, when I finish this message, I'll be back next week, and guess what? Well, next week when I get back, I'll still be black."
That's good. And that is the truth.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk out of here black, and when I get back, I'm still gonna be black.
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk about that. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that in a minute, but we're gonna show this commercial first. We'll be right back, y'all. All right, we are back. Listen, Irving Fry, we're here at the fireplace, and my guest today is none other than Carolyn Sims-Nesmith, who is the founder of CSN Productions. Great conversation today. We've had a great conversation thus far. But listen, I want you to talk about your involvement and your memories, good or bad. You can go wherever you want to go with this. During that civil rights movement, that's something that I think we, particularly as African Americans, don't really understand. Those who have never been involved in that have been able to live in the aftermath of it and live in the reward of it, because of the fight that a lot of African Americans had to go through, the struggle we had to go through as a people. A lot of young people, particularly young people that you are ministering to, they don't really know anything about it. So share some of that with us, and how that's helped you to evolve into who you are.
Well, I didn't appreciate it at the time, but my father, named Robert Sims, he was a professional black golfer. As a matter of fact,
Wait a minute. Golf. I love golf. And it was tough they didn't even let black folk golf back then. You had to wait until the golfers were gone. They could be caddies, but they couldn't get out and golf in tournaments. They couldn't get out and golf with the white folk. They had to wait and golf at nighttime when nobody was watching, when nobody was on the course. So that in and of itself, I just went to another level of respect for your bloodline, because golf in and of itself is extremely difficult. But for them to go out and play under those adverse conditions and still be pretty much productive in that game and develop themselves, that was an achievement in and of itself. So I'm sorry, I just had to say that, but go ahead.
That's okay. I understand because what I'm about to say just backs up everything you just said. Now I understand he was from the South, South Carolina, and what happened was he was a caddy, and so as being a caddy and seeing how the golfing worked, he learned it and he loved it. So by the time he got here to Philadelphia, he was in tournaments, but black tournaments, of course.
Hmm.
He would travel, and as you say, when he would go to a hotel, he had to go in the back.
Hmm.
Couldn't swim in the swimming pool because was not
Wow.
allowed.
Yeah.
So he came through some adverse situations. We couldn't appreciate it at the time because when we were kids, we saw all these trophies and we would play. Well, I didn't know.
Hmm.
Then I went to school, and when I was in junior high school, we found out that he taught most of the teachers in that school how to play golf. And they kept telling me, "Do you know who your father is? He's about the best black golfer in the world." I didn't know all of that. That's how much I'm a kid. What do I know about golfing? But anyway, he took us to courts and things. So I learned the interlock grip, the volume grip. I learned a little bit about
Oh,
golf.
you can you golf? You know how to golf?
Well, I know a little bit about it.
Okay.
I'm not going to share all that. That's why I'm in the arts.
Yeah.
But my brother, my older brother, really, got a hold of that, and he would golf all the time, all the
Nice.
time. Um, so that I learned like I said, as I got older, I began to talk about what he could not do because of racism. Uh, I worked with a gentleman by the name of Ducky Burtz.
Hmm.
He had a shoe store on what was then Progress Plaza in North Philadelphia, just opened, and he was one of the parts that I worked in was trying to raise funds for activities for the movement.
Hmm.
And that's when I met J.C. Jackson. You met all the people because they would come in. You called everybody. You just worked and worked and worked and tried to reach the goals that were put before you.
Right.
And it was just interesting because times you had roadblocks because we were African Americans, we were black. Some venues that you could use, then you're not going to use those venues. And we did a basketball tournament. I met Malone, what's his name? All the old
Moses Malone,
yeah, all of those guys. Walt, what were
Walt
they?
Frazier.
Wally
Okay.
Jones, all of
Uh-huh.
those, and we
Uh-huh.
would get them all together and get everything lined up for I think the convention center at that time where
Hmm.
we had the tournament to raise funds. Also, I'm not going to mention the university because I'm not going to. I went to a
You
university.
don't want to tell on them?
No,
Okay. All right. We'll keep it above.
sorry.
We'll keep it high. We'll
Yeah,
take the high road.
and when I went to school, that's when it really started hitting me.
Uh-huh.
Um, I went to school and there seemed to be uh, the black students were not treated fairly. I did not go to HBCU school. I went
Hmm.
to, a state run school.
Hmm.
And we were treated so badly until we had a professor who should have been tenured. He was black. He was brilliant, but he wasn't. We had a secretary in the office, main office there, who they were going to fire because she went to a funeral and some little tinky thing happened. And I was a member of the Black Student Union. As a matter of fact, I was the vice president at the time. And we were like, okay, that's enough. That is enough. They're not going to fire this woman for something like that.
Hmm.
So we got together, met. It wasn't helter skelter like it is today, just running out doing it. Met
Right. Right.
because a lot of us were on scholarships or receiving financial aid, and
Hmm.
if you did things, they would take the money from you.
Right. You had to be on the right page. You had to be on the same page, but make sure you're on the right page. Yeah.
So what happened was we had to make a decision. What are we going to do?
Right. Yeah.
What are we going to do? And when most of the students said, "Well, look, we're going to protest and we're going to make sure people know what's going on and try to save this woman's job."
Hmm. Hmm.
So what we did, Not like the day when kids don't go to college to the classes because still gotta pass your classes. We sat in that round that office, and those who had to go to one class went. The others came, sat down, took the place because they just came from class. That thing was organized, and they could sing us, and we were just disrupting everything. Not noise,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
making them so uncomfortable.
Right. Right.
Get up. They said, "These kids ain't going nowhere. We can't say go to class because they're doing that." You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
if we threw them out, we lose some of our money.
Right, because they throw them out for unjust reasons. Right. Mm-hmm.
So then we got a list of things that we just that need to happen, and ask for fairness in treating this that woman saved her. We saved her job.
Wow.
They did not do that. There was another thing that happened in the university setting.
Mm-hmm.
We had Black History training, class courses, excuse me, and it was taught by a white guy. Now I wasn't mad with the white guy.
Mm-hmm.
Not at all. But we only had one black professor, and they wouldn't even tenure him. So we just asked politely,
Mm-hmm.
is there any way we can have a black professor teach something in Black history because they would have more of a sensitivity to that topic
Right.
because he's living it.
Mm-hmm.
The main campus, I almost called the name, said president because they said,
You can call a
uh,
name. It happened. You're not lying.
I'm black or not,
And that's what we
said,
do. Listen, that's what we do here on the fireplace. We just let it all hang out.
okay, I'm going to get there in a minute because I'm going to slip anyway. I'm telling you, he's going to get mad about it as I talk about it. He said, there are no black professors on that level that can teach in the college level.
Mm-hmm.
We said, let me show you something. We researched and got a book about thousands of pages thick with
Mm-hmm.
every black name in America that was more than qualified to teach
Right.
it. We called the main dean of the entire school to our campus, which was Capitol Campus at the time in Harrisburg.
Mm-hmm.
Come on over here, let's talk. He said, sure. And we said, ooh. So we had an audience with him, sat around his big table, I'll never forget it. And we didn't show him the book, and he said it again. We cannot find a black professor with the credentials that were warranted he could teach here.
Mm-hmm.
So we pulled out the book and set that 1,000-page something on the book. You think you can find something in there? And so he said, okay. If we found someone that met the credentials, they would consider it. So I was on the committee, went to Washington, D.C., found this brother who was awesome, brought him back in. He began to teach Black studies at school. Those are some of the things she had to go through. We walked through the little mall there. I brought the choir up, and all of the marketplace people, the vendors, the stores shut their doors and locked them when they saw us coming.
Get out of here.
I'm trying to tell you.
No.
This is lightweight stuff I'm telling you right now. They locked the door.
Lightweight stuff.
We saw some stuff. Yeah. And because
Do you share these experiences? Because I mean, you've been there, done that. Do you share these experiences to try to expose the young people that you deal with on a daily basis, that you encounter on a daily basis? Do you share this information with them? Do you share these events that have taken place in your life, these experiences that you've had?
that's a good thing. Every now and again, it's not on a regular.
No,
Every
really?
now and again, I don't know why. I think because sometimes when they do things that I think are just plain old ridiculous, I say,
Uh-huh.
you have no idea
Right,
the price that people paid for you.
right,
And then I begin to talk to them about it.
right.
But I might incorporate those. Don't give me to add anything else rather in the summer program. Anyway, I might.
Let me ask you this: the way African American people during that time, whether it was civil rights, whether it was slavery, whether it was the Middle Passage, from civil rights going back, the way African Americans had to unify and remain unified in order to get through the struggle. And it was it wasn't just a struggle, it was a bondage. In order to get set free from that bondage, the way we had to come together. Do you see that togetherness now? Do you see that unity amongst African Americans whether it's family, whether it's friendships, whether it's business, whether it's community? Do you see any of that today in the
Now,
21st century?
now I'm going to bring it home to where I see it, with CSN stands and where the people are working with me. I see it with them, and I always tell them, I'm very touched and moved by how the team just works so together
Right,
to
right.
put forth things. I see it in action.
You see it. You
On
see
the,
that as CSN.
yeah. On
Okay.
the whole, no,
On the
I
whole,
don't.
yeah. I mean, on the whole,
No,
I know you got
no.
that going on CSN because that's why you're successful. That's why you're able to produce what you're able to produce, particularly in that short period of time, and be as successful in terms of touching the lives and the hearts of people. So you have to be one. You have to be unified. You have to be moving in the same direction. You have to communicate. You have to care about one another. You have to see one another as you see yourself. You have to do that in order to be successful in what it is you're doing in the arts at the level that you're doing it. But my question to you is, do you see that? Because it couldn't just be in a microcosm of society in the black community back during that time. It had to be black folk as a whole, African Americans as a whole. Do you see that today?
No, I see more individualism, more selfishness, more let me get. We're more of a materialistic society right now, and
Ooh.
it's just like they want to get the cars, get the this, and it's about themselves. It's not about the people. So for us to move forward as a people,
Uh-huh.
we have to prioritize and recognize what's important. Those cars, and if you think about it, haven't you noticed that people who are millionaires, billionaires, a lot of them jumping out the window, killing themselves, they're so miserable. I mean, I'm trying to let you know there are other things much more important than that.
Ooh.
And
Yeah.
that's what you ascribe to or want to achieve. Oh, you can also achieve that, but never lose who you are and what your responsibilities are to the people.
That's great. A couple more questions. Got a couple more questions, then I'm gonna let you go. 2024 KYW News Radio named you a game changer. Named you as a game changer. Tell me, and the game changer is a leader who's making a difference and uplifting the lives of people in and around Philadelphia communities of color. They named you, KYW Radio named you, Carolyn Sims-Nesmith named you a game changer.
Yeah, I was shocked.
You were
But
shocked. You are a
yeah, I
game
mean,
changer. I was holding
well, I
that for
just,
now. You are a game changer.
you had to hold that and throw that at me at the last. But yes, I just try to do the best I can. I believe that everybody has a responsibility
Mm-hmm.
to make a contribution to make the world better. Everybody does things differently. I mean, you don't have to have a program. You can do it. I wrote a play called Believe, and in that play, there was an old man that got up and talked to people, and he said, "You can make a difference in your community. You can make a difference in your home. You can make a difference in your church or wherever you go. You don't have to turn the world on its axis. Make a difference where you are when you can."
Mm-hmm.
That's what we have to recognize. But a lot of times, the uh, what propels a person to do that might be different. It might be, I want to be famous.
Right.
Uh, I want to be recognized. Now, if all those selfish things I tell you that come into play, the
Mm-hmm.
me thing, that's what makes us not be able to grow and become who we need to become. But we can. Mhm. And that's the premise of CSN. Let's see how we can do this together. How can we do this together?
I'm full right now because I mean it's the grace. I talk about the grace of God and how we all want God's grace to come to us. We all want to receive God's grace, but God's grace isn't meant just to come to us, and that's the favor of God. That's
Yes.
God's blessings, God's
Yes.
grace. and his mercy, they follow us all the days of our lives. We want God's grace to come to us, but God's grace is not just supposed to come to us. The grace of God is supposed to come to us and flow through us to other people. Yeah,
Yes.
but there are a lot of people who stop the flow of the grace of God. And that's why there are some people who are not blessed. Why? Because God meant for us to be a blessing to them. And you're a blessing to a lot of people. You really are. You just don't know it. You're a blessing to generations. And I'm coming to see you. I'm coming to see you. How was it? Because COVID, I'm going to talk about COVID. COVID jacked a whole lot of folk up, jacked a whole lot of things up. Given what you do, that had to be challenging for you. That time it was 3 years, literally 3 years, where COVID just had things. I mean, it was 2 years where they had things just shut down, and the third year, people were trying to come out, but people were still being cautious, and things weren't back to what folk would call normal. But how were you able to survive, and not just survive, but thrive through COVID when so many people, even so many entities, churches, were shutting down? But here you are, CSN Productions, you still up and going, doing your thing, and being fruitful and productive, and still touching lives. How did that happen?
Well, we used Zoom to teach people through Zoom.
Really? Wow.
And we taught voice and dance. And
So wait a minute. Wait. You listen. Okay. So I can get on Zoom, and y'all can teach me how to sing.
yes.
Get out of here. Y'all ain't heard me sing.
Oh my gosh, that's right. I got to wait a minute.
You ain't heard me sing yet.
Let me back off of that for just a moment. I don't know what you can do. And I'm afraid to even get a sample on here right now. I might have to leave the room and come back.
Wait a minute. No, I'm not. My folk had never heard me sing. My folk had never heard me sing. Look, come on in the room. Yeah.
See?
Come on in the room.
Hey, that's not bad. Oh, yeah, you need to come to the studio.
Can I get a lesson, please?
Oh, yes, we can work with that. We can work with that. Oh, I thought it had to run. Now we can work with that.
No, I went old school on you there too. I went old school.
All right. That's all right. Maybe we get it. Woo. I was nervous. I was so nervous. Lord help us. I said, I don't know what he's going to do. Anyway.
Sister Nesmith, I love you.
Now, we got to get these kids now, Mr. Irving.
Yes. No, yeah, we.
So they can get part of this, get the kids to come to the summer program.
No, yeah, listen, you got my number. You make sure you call me, let me know what you're doing so I can participate.
Yes,
all right?
Sir.
So I can be a part of what it is you're doing.
Can I announce them? Can I announce the kids stuff? So
Can
they
you
can call?
Can you do what?
Make an announcement for the kids so they can call us?
Well, wait till I talk to you first so I know when. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So we can set a date. We set the date. Don't tell them yet. You can let them know you on the podcast, and you can give them the link so they can watch the podcast and all. But yeah, you can let them know that we connected, and I mean what you're doing. I'm more excited about coming and then having the experience of being presented to what the kids, with their play and their presentations and the singing and all of that. That's just, I'm excited about that because, I mean, when they're doing it from the heart, that makes all the difference in the world. Yeah. We got some people on, do you know somebody named Crystal Miller?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Well, Crystal Miller, she said, hey, great program. Definitely one of a kind. That's right. Welcome to the Black Joy Galaxy. You know who that is?
Yes, that's Dr. Ricky Kennebrew.
Okay.
R-I-H-K-I.
Okay, that's who that was. Ricky Kennebrew. That's the name I couldn't pronounce. So Dr. Ricky Kennebrew. Okay, I see you, Doc. CSN Productions, Tawana.
Oh, yeah.
Tawana's watching right now. And John Ingracia. I don't know if you know who John Ingracia is. He's a regular here at the Fireplace. Okay. He normally comes on and watches. Yeah. My mother is watching right now. Tori Hairston. Hey, Tori, what's going on? Tori Hairston is watching right now. That's someone that I know. You don't know Tori. Angel Gaddis. Angel, what's going on? Good to see y'all. We got a bunch of folk watching right now. And my mother is watching right now in the house. Yeah. But listen, how can the people, what do you need from us? How can we help you?
I really need you to get the word out about this young people's program so that they can experience what we just talked about. And I
Hmm.
really need them to call us so we can make a way to work them in the program because there
Okay.
is a cost and not out of the program.
Okay.
And let me tell them about it so they can know whether or not this can happen for them.
Okay, I
We
put the
need
number up there on the screen in front of you. Is it 484-222-0418? I got you. And then csnproductions.com. Is
yeah.
it?
Oh yeah,
I'm
that's it.
good. I'm good.
I know this.
I got
That
this
was
thing going on, girl.
oh my goodness. Yes, they need to call Tawana at 484
Uh-huh.
222 0418. Now we meet Monday through Friday, starting July the 8th through August the 16th. That is a 6-week program. We have your children all day, and we still come out same from 9 to 3,
Hmm.
Monday, Friday. And they get music, they get dance, all the things you heard us talk about.
Right.
They participate in that with the best trainers, people who really care about them. And not only that, they are coming at a high skill level, very high skill level.
And and
Instructor.
and so you have a 6 week. You didn't quite say it, but I'm gonna say it for you. You have a 6 week summer program going on that is not too late for the young people to come and be a part of. Is that correct?
That is correct. And
So
then,
you
because we have some slots available, we
okay?
want to make sure all of our slots are filled, and we try to make it so that young people whose families wouldn't ordinarily be able to be a part of something like this will be able to come. We're working on scholarships, partial scholarships for the kids, so that
Mhm.
they can, in fact, come. So we need them to call like right away, so that we know how many children we can take in.
Okay. Did you start the program yet? Did it start the summer program? Did it start yet?
Well, the program starts July the 8th, and it starts 9 to 3, July the 8th through August the 16th. We have a
Hmm.
big final production. And then that's where how long the program is 9 to 3 every day with us, with those teachers, learning dance, learning singing, learning acting, but more importantly, learning life.
That's awesome. That is awesome. So you may I may have Tori Harrison call you because she can sing. She used to be the praise and
Oh,
worship leader at my church, and she can sing. No, she can
oh,
sing.
good.
Yeah,
Oh,
she can
please
sing.
have a.
Tori can
That'd be
sing, and
wonderful.
she got a husband. Her husband can play and sing.
We need to hook up.
Yeah, they're
I
the
have a story.
dynamic. They're the dynamic duo.
Okay. All right. Okay.
They're the dynamic. So, do you know somebody named Willie Hamer? Willie Hamer.
Yes.
Yep, Willie Hamer is
She's
watching right
one of
now.
the people I-
And
she, she comes all the time.
okay, and we got my brother James Hicks is in the house. He's all the way out in California. He's watching the fireplace right now. Appreciate you, brother Hicks. Good looking out, man. We're gonna cut this up and make some reels out of this and post it this coming week. This is a great conversation. Well, listen, Sister Carolyn, let me put your
Yes,
name
sir.
back up. Put your name back up. God bless you. You have my number. This has been a great conversation. I know we didn't cover everything, but man, we covered enough. We surely did. God bless you and what you're doing. I didn't ask you to sing. I was going to ask you to sing.
No, you were. You were
No, yes,
not.
yes, I was. Ask
Oh,
Alan. I was going to ask you to sing. Yes, I was, because I know you can sing.
yeah,
But that's all right. I'll hear you sing because I'm in your pocket now. I'm in your pocket. I'm in your hip. I'm at your hip. I'm not going anywhere. I'm attached to your hip. I'm not going anywhere. But
Okay.
thank you so much for being with us today. And we're going to continue to support you. We'll continue to let people know about CSN Productions. And we're going to try to drive not business to you, but drive an interest your way. And we know business will come and support will come, and the things that you need to continue to thrive, not just survive, will continue to come your way because you got the Lord on your side.
Yes.
You're
Yes.
anointed. The Lord is on your side, and you're just doing a phenomenal job. God bless you, and thank you so much. So, what's your word to the people before you go? Give the people a word. Give the people a word.
Okay. Reach out, touch somebody's other life, make it a little better for them. I guarantee you, it will turn around and be better for you.
Wow. Okay, that's simple. I like that.
It is very simple.
Because guess what? You reap what you sow.
That's it. Exactly.
You reap what you
Exactly.
sow.
That's exactly it.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you, Carolyn. I
Hmm.
appreciate you. Thanks for being with us today. And I will talk to you soon. All right.
Right. Thank
God
you.
bless you. Thank you. We'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.
Okay.
Bye bye. That's Sister Carolyn Sims-Nesmith, the founder of CSN Productions over in Philadelphia. Arts, singing, dancing, productions that they put on with the young people. And she's been through some challenging times, not just in what she does in theater, but in her life, coming up in the civil rights movement, during the civil rights movement, and having that experience in real time. Some of us, like myself, I've had some experiences with racism and prejudice, but not like that. Not like that. Not when it was, hot and heavy, when Dr. King was on the move and people were supporting him, and African Americans were really at a point that was pivotal in terms of making a difference in terms of where we are today. Even though things aren't perfect, but things are better than they used to be. So thanks for being here today. We got a bunch of folk who are watching. Al Green, you finally got on. You finally decided to put a comment on. I see you. Al Green is in the house. Good to see you. Shout out to you, Al Green. Al Green works with me over at CCU. Great brother. He plays the keyboard for the men's chorus. And again, he knows Sister Carolyn. Actually, thank Al Green for connecting me with Sister Nesmith, because my guest canceled on me, and I happened to be walking through the reception area at the church, and Brother Green asked me, he said, you interested in having such and such on the show, your show? What do you do on your show? You think you'd be interested in having her? I'm like, yes. So thus, Sister Nesmith was on today. Great show, great people, great time. Brother Hicks in the house. Willie Hamer is in the house. Crystal Miller, shout out to you. Tori, I don't know if you're still in the house, but God bless you. Thanks for acknowledging yourself. Mama, thank you for your support. Angel, God bless you. I said Crystal Miller, I think. Welcome to the Black Joy Galaxy. Yeah. Richard Murray, John Ingracia, CSN Productions, Tawana, God bless you. Dr. Ricky, I can't say your last name. I said it after Carolyn said it, but I don't remember how to say it. So God bless you anyway, Ricky. Listen, we'll be back next week. We're going to be live next week. Actually, we're going to be live at 7 o'clock, not 6 o'clock next week, 7 o'clock, because Jason Martinez is going to be my live guest at the Cigar Code, live guest, live audience in Philadelphia. He doesn't, he works with Fox 29 in Philly, and he doesn't get off of work until 6:30. So he's going to get off of work 6:30 and run his way down the street to the Cigar Code and come on and be my live guest next week. So if you get an opportunity to come to the Cigar Code, 939 North Delaware Avenue, right next to Rivers Casino, 7 o'clock next week, next Friday. That's the first Friday of the month. Then come on through. If not, then check us out on YouTube or on my Facebook page. We will be live. Listen, I'm out of here. We'll see you next week. Remember, be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. Why? Because you reap what you sow. You heard Carolyn just say it. You reap what you sow. What goes around comes around. We'll see you next week. God bless you. We're out.